Question number 1. Which of the following is an example of innate behavior? The correct option is option B. Suckling in newborn mammals. Suckling is an instinctual behavior present at birth, not by learned. Question number 2. The process by which an animal learns to ignore or repeated harmless stimulus is called. The correct option is option B. Habituation. Habituation is when an animal stops responding to a repeated, non-threatening stimulus. Question number 3. Which is a learned behavior? The correct option is option C. A dog salivating at the sound of a bell. Salivating due to sound is a classical conditioning, a form of learned behavior. Question number 4. Which type of adaptation helps camouflaged animals avoid predators? The correct option is option B. Structural adaptation. Camouflage is a physical trait, hence a structural adaptation. Question number 5. Imprinting occurs during. The correct option is option C. A sensitive period after birth. Imprinting happens during a critical early period after birth. Question number 6. Hibernation is an example of. The correct option is option B. Behavior adaptation. Hibernation is a behavior used to survive cold season with limited food. Question number 7. Which animal shows altruistic behavior? The correct option is option B. Honeybee. Workers' bees defend the hive and die in the process, a classic example of altruism. Question number 8. The echolocation in bats is an example of. The correct option is option D. Physiological adaptation. Echolocation involves specialized physiological structure and process. Question number 9. Which behavior is most associated with survival during food scarcity? The correct option is option A. Migration. Migration helps animal move to area with more resource. Question number 10. A goose retrieving a fallen egg outside its nest is an example of. The correct option is option C. Fixed action pattern. It is an instinctive sequence of action triggered by a stimulus. Question number 11. What kind of learning is illustrated by Pavlov's dog's experiment? The correct option is option B. Classical conditioning. The dog learns to associate a sound with food, either that stimulus pairing. Question number 12. Estivation is a response to. The correct option is option C. Hot and dry condition. Estivation is dormancy during hot, dry period to conserve energy. Question number 13. Which is a physiological adaptation? The correct option is option C. Production of venom in snakes. Venom production is internal and chemical, a physiological trait. Question number 14. Learning that involves rewards and punishment is. The correct option is option B. Operant conditioning. Operant conditioning involves behavior modified by consequence. Question number 15. Which is an example of mimicry? The correct option is option C. Viscero butterfly resembling monarchs. Viceroy mimics monarch to avoid predators. Mimicry. Question number 16. Which animal use tools for feeding? The correct option is option C. Chimpanzee. Chimpanzee use sticks to start termites. Tool use. Question number 17. A bird learning to peck a lever to get food is an example of. The correct option is option A. Operant conditioning. The bird modified behavior based on food reward. Operant learning. Question number 18. The desert fox has large ears too. The correct option is option C. Regulate body temperature. Large ear dissipates heat, a structural adaptation for thermoregulation. Question number 19. What is kinesis? The correct option is option B. Random movement in response to stimulus. Kinesis is a non-directional movement affected by stimulus intensity. Question number 20. Which animals are known to play dead to avoid predators? The correct option is option B. Opossum. Opossum exhibit thanatosis, pretending to be dead for defense. Question number 21. Which of the following is a social behavior? The correct option is option C. B. Dance communication. The waggle dance in which communicates food source location is a social behavior. Question number 22. The ability to make and use tools is evidence of. The correct option is option C. Intelligence and problem solving. Tool use shows cognitive ability and learning from experience. Question number 23. Which is an example of structural adaptation? The correct option is option B. Webbed feet in frogs. Webbed feet are a physical modification for swimming, which is a structural adaptation. Question number 24. A bird avoiding foul tasting insects after a single experience is. The correct option is option D. Trial and error learning. The bird learns from the consequence of eating, which is a trial and error. Question number 25. Which of the following is not a type of animal communication? The correct option is option D. Digression. Digression is not related to communication. Question number 26. Which is the best example of behavior adaptation? The correct option is option B. Bears hibernating in winter. Hibernation is a survival behavior during unfavorable seasons. Question number 27. An animal responding to a threat by inflating its body is showing. The correct option is option B. Defensive behavior. Inflating to appear larger helps deter predators or defense behavior. Question number 28. What does the fight or flight response involve? The correct option is option C. Hormonal and neural reactions. Fight or flight involves adrenaline and neural activation, which is a physiological response. Question number 29. Which bird is famous for imprinting experiment? The correct option is option C. Duck. Konrad Lorenz saw imprinting in ducklings. Question number 30. The movement of animals from one place to another in response to seasonal changes is called. The correct option is option B. Migration. Migration helps animals find food, shelter, or breeding grounds. Question number 31. Which behavior ensures offspring survival in mammals? The correct option is option C. Parental care and feeding. Parental cares increase the chance of offspring survival. Question number 32. Which animal uses electric signals to communicate and navigate? The correct option is option B. Electric eel. Electric eels use electric pulse for communication and sensing prey. Question number 33. Which of the following is not an adaptive feature in desert animals? The correct option is option C. Sweating excessively. Excessive sweating would lead to dehydration. It is not adaptive. Question number 34. Territory marking is primarily associated with. The correct option is option D. Defense and resource control. Animals mark territory to keep rivals away and protect resource. Question number 35. Which is an example of courtship behavior? The correct option is option C. Singing in birds to attract mates. Singing attracts mates, which is a part of courtship. Question number 36. Behavior rhythms synchronized with day and night cycles are called. The correct option is option B. Circadian rhythms are 24-hour cycles regulating behavior. Question number 37. Which behavior involves learning without direct experience? The correct option is option B. Insight learning. Insight learning involves solving problem mentally without trial and error. Question number 38. In animals, mimicry usually helps in. The correct option is option C. Avoiding predators. Mimicry helps an animal look like a harmful species and avoid predation. Question number 39. An example of communication by chemicals is. The correct option is option B. Pheromones. Pheromones are chemical signals released for communication. Question number 40. Which of these is a learned behavior in animals? The correct option is option B. Dolphin performing tricks in shows. Trick performance is learned through training. Question number 41. Which animal shows insight learning? The correct option is option C. Chimpanzee. Chimpanzee can solve puzzles using reasoning, which is insight learning. Question number 42. Which of these behaviors is not instinctive? The correct option is option C. Dog fetching a ball. Fetching a ball is learned through training. Question number 43. Camouflage is most helpful in. The correct option is option C. Predator avoidance. Camouflage hides an animal from predators. Question number 44. A desert animal's ability to conserve water is an example of. The correct option is option C. Physiological adaptation. Internal water retention involves body function, which is a physiological adaptation. Question number 45. Which of the following is an example of cooperative behavior? The correct option is option B. Fish schooling. Schooling offers group protection, which is a cooperation for safety. Question number 46. Learned behavior are typically more common in. The correct option is option D. Highly intelligent animals. Higher intelligence allows complex learning. Example, primates and dolphins. Question number 47. The warning coloration of a poisonous frog is an example of. The correct option is option C. Aposematism. Aposematism warns predators of toxicity with bright colors. Question number 48. Which of the following involves a fixed action pattern? The correct option is option B. Goose rolling egg into nest. Fixed action patterns are instinctive, like the goose egg retrieval. Question number 49. The ability to survive and reproduce in an environment is known as, the correct option is option A, fitness. Fitness in biology refer to reproductive success in a specific environment. Question number 50. Which of these is not a function of animal behavior? The correct option is option C, oxygen transport. Oxygen transport is a physiological process, not a behavior.